you will realize it, and you can, of course it is pertinent to your own body. It's not like if somebody is feeling pain, I will feel the pain. It's not like that, but it is very individual. It will affect us. But whereas the mind, when we have some issues with the mind, it not only affects us, but it will also affect our relationships, our family life, and also our relationship with manager or like whatever, right? Like it affects everybody. So we have enough awareness of the physical health. That's what I want to bring the point, that we want to give more importance to mental health as well, along with the physical health. So mental health awareness is now developing a lot. Actually, it's growing a lot. And there are stats also that can prove that what's going on, what's happening. We need to give importance to the mental health even at the early age of life. If we don't give, what happens, that's what we're going to see. So current statistics globally, because I focus more on the teenage kids. So these are the stats for the teenage kids. From 10 years to 19 years old, if you consider, 1 out of 7 is feeling like depression, experiencing depression or anxiety or behavioral disorders. And if they are not put into check right at the young age, it's going to lead to suicidal, right? Suicidal tendencies. So suicide is the second leading cause of death among these teenagers. So can anybody take guesses what will be the first one? Because at this age, 10 to 19 years, what is the thing that they're going to do? They're going to start driving, right? Like from 10 to 19. So the first thing is the accidents. The first leading cause of death is accidents, but the suicide is the second one. That is shocking, because at least accident, it's either your mistake or the other person's mistake, but the suicide is completely within your own mind. You are deciding to commit suicide. It's like within which you can stop. So it is very alarming that we are seeing the suicide is the second largest cause of death. But before we learn about our mental health, let us understand what is brain and what is the relationship of the brain and the mind, both, right? So what is brain? Everybody knows it's a complex physical organ in our central nervous system. It weighs about 1.4 kgs or something like that, like some pounds. You can literally see the brain. If you cut open your head, you can see the brain, which you can touch, you can feel, you can see the brain. And it controls various functions like memory, emotion, motor skills, and vision, even breathing, and also even the body temperature. So it is directly connected to our full function of our body. And then what is mind? You may say, right, what is mind? So mind is something that you cannot see. You want to see my mind, you cannot see my mind, or you cannot see what's happening in my mind. You may touch my brain and all if you cut open and all, but like with mind you cannot see. It's an experience that arises from the brain's function. So it consists of thoughts, feelings, emotions, and impressions that we carry. And this is so strong that the impressions and the vasanas or samskaras, I think everybody is from India, so you know the words which I am using, the Sanskrit words like vasanas or samskaras, the impressions. The strong impressions that we carry, they will, in the form of subtle mind, they will even carry to the next life. So physical, maybe you will leave it, but the mental impressions, they will be even carried to the next life. So we need to be really, really careful about what goes in and what we really give importance to. We have to really pay attention, because it will even decide your next life. So that's why we need to understand how this brain, how this mind, everything comes together. So let's see what Bhagavad Gita says about it. So our existence has 3 dimensions. The source is Bhagavad Gita. Hope you all know what Bhagavad Gita is. So it has the truth, right? Like it says truth. So the soul, the mind, and the body. Let's say there is a dead body lying down there somewhere. Body is right there, and if you cut open, you'll see the brain right there. But what happened? Like, I mean, when the soul is not there in that body, there is no consciousness, and both body and mind doesn't work, right? So the soul is the one that brings both mind and body into function. Without soul, there is no, even though my brain is there, body is there, nothing will work. Actually, to be more precise, the super soul that is present in our body is keeping us alive. When the super soul, you know super soul, the Paramatma, the word Paramatma. So when the super soul is there in your body, the Atma, the soul is also there and you are alive. When the super soul decides to leave, the soul automatically follows and the body falls dead. That's how it works. Okay, so let's focus a little bit more on the soul and then we'll go to the practical tips of how to handle the mind, right? So what is soul? The spirit soul which everybody has or every living entity has is eternal. It is permanent. It is been there forever and it will live forever, and even our body dies, the soul is present. The soul is always there. So what is soul? It's a part and parcel of God. You are basically, like we are all basically part and parcel of God. So how God is so resilient, right? Have you heard of any stories from Ramayana or Hiranyakashyap? Mahavatar movie? Have you seen the Mahavatar movie?
Yes.
You have seen Hiranyakashyap, right? Rakshas Hiranyakashyap. He is also resilient because he is also part and parcel of God. But at the same time, Vishnu is like Vibhu, right? Like when he asks for the bones, like I should not get killed with any weapon, no human should kill me, no animal should kill me, I should not be killed outside, I should not be killed inside. He puts like this lot of restrictions. And Brahma keeps on saying, okay, tadasu, he'll be keep on saying. But Vishnu is so resilient, right? He comes up with a plan that he could kill Hiranyakashyap, right? So he's like so powerful. So that tendency is in each one of you, even me and everybody. We are so resilient that no matter what, how much ever hardships come, we have that resilience to fight. We will naturally have, because we are part and parcel of God. Because Vishnu has it, we also have it. We will have it, it's no matter. But some people have less, some people have more based on their conditioning, but we all have that resilient nature to fight. No matter what, we'll survive, we'll do something good. So the capacity to, what is resilience? The resilience means the capacity to withstand and recover from any difficulties. Any challenges you get, you will come over it. So in spite of many issues, here it says, the human spirit continues to work and look for something positive. Anything happens, even death happens in our family or something. After a week or something, we'll again come back. Oh, let's do what next? Let's do this way. Maybe God wants us to learn something out of it. Let's move on. That's what we are. So if you really practice, when your connection as a soul with the God is present, your mind and body will work to its best. So that is the solution for it. If you want your mind and body to work perfectly, you need to connect to God, because we are part and parcel of God, and when soul is in that connection, it works very well. But are we there yet? Are we there in that position? Can we really connect with God that much and you feel 24/7 about God? No, right? We are not there yet. So this is like a paradigm shift. I can stop the class here and focus on how to make our soul connect to the God, more like read more scriptures, do more chanting, we can go in that direction. But if somebody comes to me and says, I have these issues with the mental health and I'm lacking mental health, and if I talk to them about soul and all, it's very difficult for them to understand, right? So that's why we are taking some help of our current psychology and also like studies and what Bhagavad Gita says as a tips and tricks how to handle our mind. Okay? So how is the soul connected to the mind? The very reason we are alive, because the soul is present, that's how the connection is happening, and the mind and body are coming into action, which we already discussed. So, and each and every soul is unique. That's why you feel like for same problem or for same issue, each person reacts differently. Do you agree or not? Right? For same thing. Is everybody getting same marks in the exam? Everybody getting same score in your tests? No, right? Each person gets a different score, and each person takes test differently, each person takes life differently. So that is the uniqueness or individuality of our soul. Like how Vishnu is individual, we are also like that, independent, individual. But the only difference is he is magnanimous, he is Vibhu, he can do anything, we can do some things. We are also independent, but we are minutely independent. But Vishnu is supremely independent. Okay. Or God, you can say Vishnu or God. So an example to tie all this together, the brain is a hardware, mind is software, and the user, who is the user here? Who is the user here? So if there is no user, what's the point of this hardware or software? And you are handling with laptops all day, but if you are not present, who is doing this, right? So it's like that. Soul is the user. So let's understand now in a way where we can understand, not from the soul perspective, but just from the general action of the mind. How does the mind work? What does mind really do? What does mind really do? It only does two things actually, basically three things. It perceives input from our senses, because we have all the sense organs, touch, eyes, ears, whatever, like we have all the sense organs. It takes the input, it does some processing with our brain because it already stores memory and all, and then it executes through the body. So that's what the mind does. So when I say healthy mind, healthy mind means it gives a proportionate response. For example, if somebody comes from the back and pats you on the back, so what is your healthy reaction? You just look, oh, smile, okay, good, you just smile. But if you look at him as why are you here? Like if you give that kind of expression, that's an unhealthy response, right? It's not like a proper response. So healthy mind means it's a proportionate response to a given action. That's all. For a given action, if you give a proportionate response, that is called healthy state of mind. But if you give a disproportionate response, for example, if my husband comes and says like, I made a sabji and he says it is salty, then if I have to do a healthy response, what will I do? If I have to give a healthy proportionate response, what will I do? Oh, curry's sabji is salty. Let me add some lemon or tomatoes. Let me fix it. I'll take it back and fix it. But if it is a disproportionate response, just ask him if he has to say it when I am angry. When I am in the disproportionate response, I'll say, you never like my sabjis. I've been seeing you for past 20 years, you are always commenting on my sabji. I will never do good, right? In your mind, like I'll go on crazy. That's an unhealthy state of mind. It's a disproportionate response. And it happens with you also, right? When you go back to your parents and say, this is the score I got in my college or like grades. What is their response? If it is a healthy state of mind, they will give good response. Okay, better, you study well, next time you do. But disproportionate response, I am paying you so much for you and this is what you are getting. So that's like a disproportionate response, right? For a one stimulus, how you are responding, that determines your healthy state of mind. So now you can analyze to yourself, are you giving a healthy response or a disproportionate response? That indicates you. For a small stimulus, let's say you got less score. How your brain thinks. So that's what we're gonna see. So lack of mental health means it is indicated by a disproportionate response. So small stimulus, large response. Large stimulus, low response. For example, I go to my husband and says, you know what, your mom told me this. And my husband clearly says, oh, get me a charger of my laptop, I need to connect it. It's a response, no response. I am talking about something. He didn't even give any response. He didn't even bother. He was only caring about his laptop. So that is like a large stimulus but no response. If a person comes to me and says genuinely, you know what, that guy misbehaved with me, and I say, it's okay, get me something. That's a disproportionate response, right? So even for a large stimulus, you should give accordingly the response. That indicates the healthy state of mind. So if you don't observe your responses disproportionate or proportionate, if you don't pay attention to this, eventually right from the childhood, if you don't pay attention to this, eventually that will develop into like depression, anxiety, and also behavioral disorders, because each time I'm mad at you, I'm always angry, I'm in that frustrated mood, that shows something about me, right? I'm not behaving well. So that will, if I don't correct it, that will eventually lead to all this stuff. Because I don't get good friends, I will not have good family, everything will ruin, my manager will think that I am a bad person and he will send me out. So everything plays a role. Life happens, right? Life happens. Is life fair to everybody? You feel life is fair? It's good, everything is happening good, like that? Sometimes bad happens, right? No, every time bad happens. Okay.
Every time good happens.
Every time good happens. That's a good spirit. So, but sometimes many people lose their job, or many people lose their loved ones, or many people lose their bank or stocks or whatever, right? Life happens. So if you think I have lost my job, that is a proportionate response. But if you think, I am lost, that is a second degree. And if you think, I am the loser, nothing good happens with me, everything is bad happening, I bring all the bad only, nothing is good happening in my life. If you think like that, that is like you are in that stage where your mental disorder is like increasing. So many people it happens, right? Like with kids, teenage kids, they want to write the SATs or MCAT and all, they don't do good and they feel so depressed and all. So it happens. So you can ask me, what are the symptoms of this disproportionate response? How will I identify my response is what's happening? What is the disproportionate response? So these are the symptoms. You will do these two things. Overthinking. Sometimes you don't even think and react, that is one type. And sometimes you will be in that loop of overthinking. Keep on thinking about the same thing again and again and again and again, overthinking. So I think I can take some liberty and talk about something from our scriptures about Ramayana. Have you heard of Mother Kaikeyi before? Kaikeyi? Yeah. Mandara, right? So Mandara gave one stimulus that Rama is about to get Abhishek or like Rajya Abhishek or coronation. What is Mother Kaikeyi's response? First of all, she said, oh, I'm so happy and all. I'm so happy, I'm so good. But then this Mandara, what did she do? She started poisoning her mind, manipulating her. Because Mother Kaikeyi has a weakness. Mother Kaikeyi has a weakness that I need to be the most favorite wife to my husband, which is Dashrath. I am the most. Actually, she was the most favorite. She was the youngest. She was good. She was most beautiful. She was the most favorite queen also to her husband. But this Mandara started using that vulnerability and saying that if you are the most favorite wife of your husband, then why did he choose Ram, not Bharat? So that shows you are not favorite. And she also said, if you let this happen, eventually entire Ayodhya will start hating you. And your Bharat will become slave of Ram. Bharat kids will become slaves of Ram. Like she started manipulating. She started using that vulnerability and tried to do it. Then what happened in Mother Kaikeyi's mind? Overthinking, over-imagining that she is going to become a slave. Her kids, Bharat will become a slave. Bharat kids will become slave. Ram will banish her from the kingdom. So entire over-imagination, like full mental picture which is not even close to the practical sense. And then what did she do the next step? What did she do? Did she react normally? No. What did she do? She took everything and then went to that, a place where they can mourn. And those days they have a room to mourn also. We go and feel sad. So we should also have some rooms like that, I think. So this Mother Kaikeyi goes there and she will stay there. Then King Dashrath will come to know, oh, if she went to that room means I have to go and convince her something, do something. So he goes and she overreacts, right? She says, she should have asked at least don't make Ram king and make Bharat king. But she didn't stop there. She said, banish Ram for 14 years, not even 1 year, 14 years. So that's like a overreaction. Right? So, and do you guys know the story of Parikshit Maharaj? Anybody? Do you know anybody? Like Parikshit? No? Nobody knows. You heard the name. Good. So that in that story also the same thing happens where this king humiliates a sage, Shamika Muni, and his son, Shamika Muni's son, Shringi, he's just a 5-year-old boy. But because that emperor like Parikshit did something bad, he takes water in his hand and he curses, saying that within 7 days King Parikshit will die with a snake bite. So it's a disproportionate response, right? Parikshit humiliated his father by putting a dead snake around him because he is not responding. And this Rishi's son gave a death sentence for such a small thing. It's a disproportionate response. Even same thing, Mother Kaikeyi, disproportionate response. What did Ram do? Banishing him for 14 years. So that is what happens. Either when we are overthinking and when we are overreacting, that indicates the disproportionate response. Then you may ask, then why should I not even think? Should I not even think? Then what should I think? Where should I stop how will I know what is my overreacting or overthinking? So if you look at that graph, If you consider the time on the x-axis and if you want the clarity, you do the deep thinking. Definitely do the thinking. You have to think and act. Do the deep thinking. You analyze the thinking. But after certain state, it will not go anywhere. It will be flat. It will be flat. So that's where you have to stop. When the red line hits there, you have to stop. If you don't do that stopping and if you keep on overthinking, it will downfall and it will enter into that overthinking, just a circular loop, and that's where you get the problems. Even scientifically, neuroscientists proved that actually stress is okay. Little bit stress is okay because your adrenaline will pump and that's fine. But this overthinking is something, it's like a hole in your pipe. It keeps draining your energy. This is something very dangerous. Overthinking is very dangerous. It will drain you mentally and it will drain your mental energy and it will cause a lot of problems. Then you may ask me like, then what is the solution? Of course, I will do the deep thinking. I may not realize the overthinking part and I'll keep on thinking and I'm stuck there. If I am stuck in the overthinking, what should I do? Right? So when you are stuck in the overthinking section, like when you are overthinking, you have to find something which are good things to do, like exercise or reading a book or going out with friends or like going attending a lecture or going and doing some seva or like service or something. You have to identify those good things, but at the same time the things that you enjoy also. You may say, I'll sleep. Yeah, you enjoy sleeping, I understand. Or you also watch a movie, that also I understand. But is it a good thing to do? Sleep for some time is good, but if you are oversleeping, it's not good, right? You will become lazy. And if you are watching movies, sometimes it's good. But if you are watching just to get out of that overthinking, as soon as the movie watching is done, the thought comes back. Is it not? Many times it happens, right? The thought comes. And when I am sleeping and when I wake up, immediately the thoughts come back. Actually, it comes at 2 a.m. in the morning when I wake up sometimes. It's so stressed out that it just comes at that time. So we have to identify good things that are good for our body, good for our mind, and where we also enjoy those things. So you have to find that intersection. You see the blue thing there, are good and feel good. You need to find that intersection, and that's where you need to start doing something that will bring you out of the overthinking. If you are stuck in the overthinking, think of just this picture, are good and feel good. Find the intersection and then start doing something. Because when you break that loop of the overthinking, that's where it works. Otherwise it won't work. You need to break that loop. That circuit has to be broken. Okay. Okay. So now how do we overcome overreacting? Okay, I have done overthinking, but I have already like overreacting. Like some people don't even think and overreact. I hope you are not the ones, but do you do that? We don't even think and we just overreact sometimes, right? So, for example, Lakshman, you know Ramayana and Lakshman story? Like, you know who is Lakshman, right? Yes. Everybody knows who is Lakshman? Yes? Okay, good. Okay, so because I remember when I went to India and I asked a kid, who is Arjuna, I asked. He said Rama's brother. I'm like, wow, oh my goodness. Then I have to start my classes right there, right? He said, confidently he said, Arjuna, right? Rama's brother. Okay. So here at least you guys know who is Lakshman, right?
Still start. There are people
who don't know.
They start from the beginning, they're not from India.
They're not from India, who is okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are 4 brothers, Ram, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrugna. We don't care about these 2 for now, but let's care about these 2. Ram and Lakshman, and Ram's good wife name is Sita. So they were banished to forest for some reason which we just discussed. So they went to forest. So there she saw a very fascinating deer in the forest. And this Sita, who is the wife of Ram, she wants to pet the deer. I want that as my pet so that I can take it back to my palace also and give it as a gift to my mother-in-law. That's what she thinks. Ram says okay because Sita never asked anything in her life and so he wants to give it to her. But Lakshman, being a brother of Ram, he is very cautious. He thinks that it is too good to be true. A golden deer, very fascinating looking deer, it is too good to be true. So I suspect that it is a demon. That's what Lakshman thinks. But Ram Ram is very powerful and Lakshman is also very powerful, but Ram thinks that because my wife never asked anything and she asked for one small deer as a pet, and that too not for herself, for my mother she is asking as a pet, so let me go get it. He goes. Lakshman will say, it's a demon, let's not do it, but Mother Sita asked, so Ram went. But after trying to chase the deer, Ram figures out that it is a demon. It's not an ordinary deer. So then he shoots arrow to the deer, but because it's a demon, it transforms into a demon, but it manipulates its voice and calls out in Ram's voice saying that, oh Lakshman, oh Sita, I am in the trouble. I am in the trouble. So hearing that, what does Sita Devi thinks? Sita Devi thinks that Ram is in the trouble, right? So she asks Lakshman to go and save Ram. But Lakshman very well knows, my brother is very, very powerful. He is much powerful than me. He will not be in trouble. I will not go. But Sita, in a panic state, she will convince Lakshman, saying that she will try to say a lot of things, but Lakshman will not budge in. And finally she says, oh, you have an evil intention to spend time with me in your brother's absence. That's why you are staying here. You are not helping your brother. Even if you have evil intentions, I am going to kill myself with this kusha grass. I am going to commit suicide. Then Lakshman, he did not overreact. He did not say anything. He still tried to save Mother Sita. But Sita insisted that I am going to commit suicide if you don't go and help your brother. Then Lakshman went. After this, do you guys know the story what happened after this? A big demon will come. Ravan will come and he will kidnap this beautiful Mother Sita. He will kidnap her. So that is the whole plan of Ravan. So when Ram and Lakshman comes back, Mother Sita is kidnapped already. But did Lakshman ever say that, oh, look, very nice thing happened? Did he react like that? No. He did not react like that. He did not say, oh, good thing happened to Mother Sita. She didn't listen to me. Nice things happened to her. No, he did not say that. He did not react at all. So there are many examples because maybe these students may not know about Draupadi and Lakshmadama, so I will not even get there. So there are many stories like that where there are nice people who did not react. So we have to take inspiration from them. So one person is even commenting on their character, but still he did not react because he knows the intention that she is in a panic state and she wants to protect Ram. That's why she is telling it. So we should not react. And the other examples, not from the scriptures, but when you get any emotion, you feel embarrassed, you feel troubled. Now Mataji, let's say she is feeling, oh, these kids are not eating well. Some frustration. If anything is happening in your mind, you have to name it. You have to name the emotion. What are you feeling? I am feeling frustrated. Why? Then it enters to your logical brain. Otherwise it is in the stress emotion, right? When you put a name to the emotion, it enters to your logical brain. And then you will find a reason. Why am I feeling like that? Why am I feeling frustrated? Why am I feeling embarrassed? Why am I feeling angry? So then you will get to the logical brain and you can handle it. So whenever you feel any emotion, just remember it stays only for 90 seconds in your brain unless you add stories to it. If you are feeling embarrassed or frustrated or angry, it only stays 90 seconds in your brain unless you add story. Oh, you know what, they laughed at me. Oh no, what, they did this to me. If you keep on adding stories, that's where it remains as a stress in your brain, as an emotion. But if you don't add stories, it will go away. Actually, I practically tried to do this. It only stays for 90 seconds. If a manager is upset about something and talking bad to me, you need to do it. It only stays for 90 seconds unless I put stories to it. So this is a very good practical tip which you can practically follow. And count 1 to 10 before reacting. That really works. Before saying something to anybody, before reacting, count really 1 to 10. Just count 1, 2, 3. That really calms you down because it only stays for 90 seconds, right? That emotion. Then you will not react in that emotion. And every thought that comes to your brain is not important. You need to remember that. Oh, because my mind is giving me that thought, it's not important. Because your mind always brings thoughts here and forth. When you are studying, some thoughts come. Don't give importance to those thoughts. Every thought doesn't require a spotlight. That you need to remember. Okay? Whenever you feel an emotion, what do you do it? Name it, name the emotion to control it. And whenever any emotion comes, it only stays for 90 seconds. So don't add stories to it. Don't keep on encourage the stories to it. And the third thing is you have to count from 1 to 10 before reacting, before saying something. And the final one is not every thought requires a spotlight or a limelight. So don't give priority to your thoughts. Just filter it. The thoughts will come and go. You just filter your thoughts. Is this the thought necessary, or do I need to give importance to it or not? They just come. Just because it comes, don't give importance to it. Okay? And other thing is, to handle this disproportionate response, there are two things that Bhagavad Gita suggests. One is set boundaries and one is set bonds. So boundaries means understanding your own vulnerabilities. For example, have you heard of Mahabharata? Yes. Duryodhan, good guy or bad guy? Bad guy, right? At least you can agree that he is a bad guy. He is already envious of Pandavas. He is already envious of Pandavas. And if an envious person goes and sees their opulence, their greatness, what will it happen to him? He will feel even more envious, right? Let's say you have a friend, not a friend, but like a friend but enemy inside or whatever. And if you see that he is doing well, he got job first, or he got things first, he got a girlfriend first, what do you feel? Like you feel, alright, this guy got already, like you feel that, right? So you are already envious and you are meeting that person and you are seeing his opulence, you will feel more envious. Just understand your brain and figure out your vulnerabilities, where your brain is like thinking wrong. Try to avoid them. For example, let's say I broke my arm. What do doctor will suggest you? I put a cast on your arm, don't use it until it stabilizes. So it's like that. It's not like you will not use it forever. Only until it stabilizes, don't use it. Once you stabilize, he will only suggest you do more exercises, use your arm more, right? Similarly, you understand your vulnerabilities, where your brain is like conditioned to think in such a way, and try to avoid those situations. In vulnerable situations, don't be there. For example, if Duryodhana didn't had gone to the Rajasuya Yagna where all the gifts were happening, they were getting lot of gifts, very astonishing gifts. He was receiving gifts actually. He could have avoided it. He was receiving gifts and he was feeling more envious. And once he went back to Hastinapur, he felt like I should do something bad to them. Let me call them for gambling match. Let me embarrass them. So his envious nature only increased, right? By seeing their gifts, by seeing their just avoid it. So, identify your vulnerabilities and don't try to encourage that. Don't go to such parties. For example, if you are vulnerable to drink or if you are vulnerable to eat too much, don't go there. Avoid those parties until you get to that state where even if you go and you can manage. So just avoid it. Don't think that I have a lot of self-control. I can go and control. No. The Maya is even more powerful. It will pull you in. So try to avoid that condition. So setting boundaries is not a bad thing. You have to set boundaries. Whichever pulls you down, you have some vulnerabilities or weaknesses, identify those and put boundaries. I'll not do those things. I'll not engage myself in that. And the other thing is bonds. So bonds are something like where you, for example, today you came to this session. You go to certain places where it will encourage you to come out of from those weaknesses. So you have to stop going, setting boundaries, but you should also encourage where it helps you to come out of those boundaries, your vulnerabilities, right? Like seeking alternative opinions, hearing to a good lecture or a good talk, good TED talk, or maybe reading a good book, good novel. So you have to encourage those and discourage these. Is that okay? Clear, right? Okay. And more tips from psychology, because these are like many people did psychology and they gave these tips. Don't wait for the motivation to strike. Oh, I will wait for my motivation to do yoga tomorrow. It will never happen. The tomorrow comes but never happens. Do at least 5-minute yoga today. That will motivate you to do 10 minutes yoga tomorrow. It's like that. Mood follows the action, not other way around. So don't wait for the motivation to come. Oh, you know what, today I'll get motivated to study. No, study something, then you'll get motivated, you'll study more. So you need to follow the action. So mood follows the action, don't wait for the motivation. And for every negative reaction that you do, do 5 positive reactions minimum. That's a minimum. Maybe some people need 10 positive reactions, who knows. My husband has to make up 10 times. If he has to say, if he says one bad thing to me, one comment, then he has to tell 10 good things about me. So it's like each person is different, right? Each person is different. So you have to understand, if you do one negative thing, you have to do at least 5 to replace it, because I have seen who, even your own parent, how much ever love they show, if they say something negative, it stays. Is it not? Even your own parent, your own sibling, they say something negative, very harsh, it stays. So to compensate that, you need to do at least 5 good things. So remember, negative sticks, it hurts, so it will stay. Our brain somehow is wired like that. If you get a negative feedback, it will stay. It's not like you can cool it off, but you have to replace it with 5 positive things. That's what the successful relationship says. And gratitude is such an amazing thing. You don't need any medicines or anything to increase your dopamine or like serotonin, these kind of chemical messengers that go in your brain to keep you happy. If you practice gratitude, that increases your dopamine and serotonin. So always have that humble gratitude mode. Today you are able to eat good food. Today you are able to do yoga. Your body is in full shape and you are able to do yoga. Have that gratitude. Try to cultivate it. It's not natural for us, because we are somehow conditioned that everything will happen because I deserve it, it will happen. No, it's happening because yeah, you deserve it, it's happening, but there may be a chance that it will not happen, but it's happening, right? So be thankful and have that gratitude. So this, out of this whole lecture, if you don't take anything, take this one thing: have gratitude. So gratitude is something that will keep your brain calm. You don't get stressed at all or anxiety at all. Always feel that gratitude. Okay. And focus on the environment. Actually, willpower is overrated. Many people say when there is a will, there is a way. Yeah, they will do it. Yeah, it happens with some people. Yeah, no, there are some people who are very strong willpower. But are we all like that? So we have to use our willpower to make our first attempt. But we need to be in the protected environment also. So today, choice that you guys took to come to this Bhakti Yoga are one step ahead of time. You took this step, right? So having this like-minded environment is very, very important. So try to find a good like-minded person in your circle. Be in that association where each one of you, like, you get encouraged to do good things, and he is a good person to stop you from bad things. Try to find that environment. Don't just rely on your willpower. Willpower is good, you have to have that, but at the same time focus on your environment also, your association, your friend circle, whom you talk to, whom you associate with. That is very, very important. So today you guys really did a good choice of coming here, because you found your environment good. Okay. And now visualization. So your brain doesn't realize what is truth, what is false. It doesn't know. Your brain really doesn't know. Have you experienced this in your dream? You feel like some lion or something chasing you. You really feel that. You really feel something bad is happening. You'll wake up with full sweat, and as if you woke up, and you will feel like, oh my God, now lion is not here. I'm in my room. Okay, that's good, right? You feel like. So your brain has that capacity. It will. In a capacity, it's a good, but in a way it's good for us, because it doesn't know the difference between real versus false. It doesn't know the difference. If you think that I will become good, I will do good, I can really do this well, I have that power. If you imagine like that, those brain areas will lit up, and that will it will act like a rehearsal. It will act like a rehearsal, and you will do good. Are you guys understanding my point here? So you have to think positive, that you will do good. I can do this. This works out. Don't let the negative thoughts bother you. Try to get good positive thoughts, because it acts like a rehearsal and you will do good, obviously. That doesn't mean that I will only have good thoughts, I will not study. It's not like that. So my point is, like, you study well, but there are many people who panic and don't do well in the exams and don't do good after that. In the interviews, they studied very well, they did very good, but somehow the panic comes and during the interview they mess up. That's where I'm saying, you did your part, but you should also feel, I'll do good, because that's where your brain will think. Your brain will let you do good. Okay? So visualization. Have you heard of this thing, Yad Bhavam Tad Bhavati? In India, they use it a lot. Vivekananda says this. Yad bhavam tad bhavati means whatever you feel, whatever you think, that you will become. So this is proved even in the psychology. They put all the brain things and they have proved it. So, and the last slide, how do we keep our brain young? This is what neuroscientists suggested. So our brain, the hardware, which we just spoke, right? The hardware requires challenges. Learn a new language, Sanskrit or Hindi or whatever. Learn a new language or Spanish, that's okay. But learn something new, some coding language or some whatever. Learn something new. Always keep learning. When you keep learning, more neurons will be connected and your brain will be young. So never think that I am done with my studies and I don't need to learn anything. No. Always learn. So like solving a puzzle, learning a new language. And the other thing is, Mataji did today pranayama, like Lalita did that, right? So breathing exercises. The breathing is like sending oxygen to your brain. So your brain will, it increases brain's life. So don't underestimate the pranayama's power. So do pranayama, that will keep your brain young. Okay? And isolation is unhealthy. Like how bad food is unhealthy for your physical body, like that if you isolate from your groups or from your friends or from your like-minded people, it is bad for your brain. Your brain will eventually become dull. So you have to make connections. Even just call a friend. Every weekend or something, just call up a friend and talk. So that connections are very important for your hardware to work, the brain to work. So I was hearing somewhere like they were saying like either you play a game or play something or go for a walk or something or talk to a friend. This is very important to keep your brain young. So make connections, participate in the events, do some active engagement, some services in the groups or something. So these will keep your brain young. So this is my last slide. Hope I just want to summarize few things. What we learned, what is brain, how is mind connected to it, what is the role of soul, how soul puts both mind and body together, right? Mind and body together. And what is the core function of mind? It takes inputs, process and performs. And what is the healthy state of mind? Healthy state of mind is a proportionate response. Whenever you are doing disproportionate response, think about it like, okay, I'm having some mental health lacking a little bit, okay, let me fix it immediately. So proportionate response indicates healthy mind, disproportionate response indicates unhealthy mind, and if you don't put a check onto it, that will increase the symptoms of the overthinking, right, which we just discussed. Overthinking and this is very important. Just remember this picture, time and the clarity. You can do deep thinking, but after certain analysis becomes paralysis, but you will not go anywhere, right? Analyze, you will become paralyzed, but nothing will happen. You will just stuck there. So that's where you need to stop the overthinking. And if you are stuck in that overthinking, what is the next step? Identify that intersection point which are good but also feels good. Pick those and break that overthinking. And then the overreacting, which we did discuss lot of steps, right? Just remember, the emotion only stays for 90 seconds. Don't add stories to it, and name the emotion and count 1 to 10. And not every thought requires a spotlight. So you have to remember all these boundaries and bonds. So these are the things that can practically help. Actually, it was practically helping me also. For about a 1.5 months, I have been in this overthinking mode, which I have no control. My daughter has to do it, but I am like thinking, overthinking. So what will I do? I cannot put things in her brain, make her do things, but I am overthinking. So what will I do? So I have to stop my overthinking, right? Actually, this topic I have picked it from Chaitanya Sharan classes, Prabhuji's classes. So this really helped me. Hope it helped you. So any questions? Yes.
Can you go back to the slide which says the definition of mind?
Okay. This one or you want this one?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Can you explain perception and awareness, these two words?
Yeah, awareness is something that your cognitive mind will play a role, right? Like you are aware of what's happening. It's not like your brain will process, everybody sitting here or like something, your emotion, your lecturer is talking something, you feel that awareness, right? That's where I'm saying, like, so what is your question in particular? How do you feel it, or?
My question is just this. I mean, what is the difference between awareness and consciousness?
Consciousness is all, you are feeling awareness because the presence of consciousness, which is soul.
Let's say if anyone touches on your hand,
You feel
say
it.
that are you aware of it?
Yeah, because of your sense organ, right?
Which means awareness is present across your body.
Yes,
Which means awareness is nothing but consciousness.
you can take it like that because of your sense organ. Let's say your hand is like disconnected. This sense organ, for example, I broke my finger. For some reason I put my finger in the blender actually. I don't know why I did it, but I did it. So this, if you see my finger, there is no sense here. This part of the finger. Even if I touch, if I hit, I don't feel much pain. If I hit with this, I'll feel. So for example, even if your sense organ is not working, like the touch organ is not working, I'll not feel here awareness. Does it mean my consciousness not there? It's there. But here it is less receptive, right?
Yeah,
Here it is less receptive. So the reason you are feeling even any awareness or any perception is because your consciousness is spread all over your body, which is soul.
So does that mean your mind is present across all your body, or it's present in your head?
Mind is like a non-physical entity. It's like a subtle which you cannot see. If you want to show your mind, you cannot show
I mean,
your mind.
where it is technically present, like if you see all the thoughts, all the emotions, or all the feelings that you have mentioned over there,
Yeah.
they generate from your brain.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
So scientifically, mind is inside the brain or inside the skull.
That's what it is, right? It's your heart. It's what you feel. There is no physical thing that you can touch your mind.
I
or
mean, not
something.
physically, or you can say non-physically. At least non-physically.
Yeah, it's a non-physical entity.
Non-physical entity that is present inside your brain.
It's not present inside your brain. Like if you ask me again, present means it's a location, right?
Mhm.
You're feeling it because of the presence of the brain, your heart, your emotions. It's a group of things. You're just feeling it. It's like if you ask me, can you show me your mind? I cannot show your mind that it is present here. But it is active because the brain is there, because the soul is there, the connections are there. It is active. But if you ask me technically, show me the mind,
Yeah, yeah.
I cannot show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we cannot.
So you cannot pinpoint that the mind is here. No. Because you feel everywhere, right? In your heart also you feel the emotions. You feel
How
like
do we feel?
you
Do
feel
mean-
emotions, right?
Do you mean the physical part of the heart, or
Mind.
no? What do you mean by, like, when you say heart?
Heart, that's a physical organ, right?
Mm-hmm.
That doctors proved and all.
Mhm.
But it is like a synonym for your mind and buddhi sometimes, like what your emotion says, right?
Mhm.
It's like a synonym.
Yeah, synonym.
Yeah, it's basically a synonym. So if somebody says talk with your heart, yeah, like they will say, right? Like it's not like they'll say talk with your mind. Mind they categorize it like your brain function. But when you say heart, means it is coming out of your own emotion, right? It's just a synonym. Yeah.
So, which means mind has got everything to do with the brain. Like everything that brain generates is nothing but a kind of you would say mind.
It's the experiences that come out of the brain functions.
Yeah.
For example, the same brain, let's say physically take your brain and put in my brain. Let's say physically take out my brain, put it away and take your brain. But what I feel, the emotions or the experiences might be completely different. Because of my soul present, because my soul is coming from billions and billions of lifetimes and I am carrying some emotions or some impressions or some awareness which I have already carried. So my reception will be completely different because you are separate soul and I am separate soul. Even the brain physically, and it's an organ, take exact brain and put, the software that comes out of that brain is completely different. You understood the difference because of the uniqueness of the soul. So whatever you understood, right?
The outcomes are going to be different. It's
Different.
not going to be same.
Even though physically you take the same brain and put, many people take the eyes and like they replace eyes, right? Eye donors or something like. But with the same eyes, with the same emotions, you are using it as a input device. That's all. Brain is like a device, but the mind is formed because of how you perceive things and what your soul is thinking, or how you came up with the unique experiences. That all matters. That's considered like a mind. Understood?
But still, if you replace a brain, let's say you replace a brain, then all the memories of this person goes to that person. Like,
Possible.
Yeah, I mean,
Possible.
all the
Possible.
memories present
That's
inside
there.
your brain.
But that's there. But the way you uniquely think is different. That's what I'm saying. Because it's your soul, right? The soul is not for this life. It's been coming from many lifetimes. So the uniqueness of the soul is that individuality is still there. Even though memories are there, the confusion is there, maybe that new memories are there. But how you perceive things out of that given conditions is different. That's what I want to say. So that's why each person behaves very differently, uniquely, even for the same situation. Even with the same memories, same school, same thing, but like same dad, same mom, same, even each sibling, everybody acts so differently because of the presence of the soul. So that's why I'm saying, if you really act at the soul level, you are in the perfect state of mind and body. But we are act at a combination of these three things. We are not acting at the soul level because the soul is already fully contaminated with the billions of lifetimes impressions. So this is the time, if we have to purify, yes, we need to purify, but otherwise, yeah.
So can we say that all the thoughts, emotions, since they generate from brain, so is the mind? Can we say that?
As I already explained, the experiences that generated out of the brain is the mind.
Mind, yeah.
Yes. Any questions more?
I have a question.
Yes.
So even I myself really struggle with overthinking a lot, and you mentioned something about like not like how we shouldn't put spotlight on every thought.
Yes.
So could you like elaborate more on that?
Yeah. For example, you don't know what happened in the other side of the world, but you got a feeling that your friend is cheating or your friend is doing something bad to you. It happens naturally, right? You don't know what happened, but your mind is giving you those thoughts. Maybe she is cheating on me, or like maybe she is doing something bad, or he is doing something bad. So that's your thought. That's your thought. You don't know the fact. You don't know what happened. So at that point, if when your brain starts thinking and analyzing, you know what, the reason why I'm supporting this thought is because she behaved like this here, she behaved like that over there, she behaved like, so you will try to analyze and try to come to that conclusion, right? That's how your brain works, right? Otherwise, when you analyze things in a positive way, oh, the reason she could have behaved like this because she was in stress, or maybe she didn't know that I'm waiting for her, like that. So my point is like, that's where you need to understand, like not every thought that comes to your brain is accurate, this is 100% correct. No, you need to go with the fact checks.
Because like you mentioned, like the brain does not always it's not always able to like distinguish what's real and what's not.
Yeah,
right?
it cannot. As per the scientists, it cannot. Whatever you imagine or you give a mental picture to it, that's where it thinks that is true. So you're combining two things, right? One is overthinking. Overthinking is something you keep on analyzing, and you are in that wrong state of thing without checking the facts. If you are really in doubt, go talk to her. Go ask her, are you okay? What happened? Why you didn't call me for 1 year? What happened? Like, you just talk. Instead of assuming or like overthinking and assumption, putting yourself in a bucket and like not doing anything. So don't do. But other question that you asked is about, what is that you said?
Like brain.
Yeah, brain reality, right? So brain doesn't know what is fact. Whatever you feed to the brain, like whatever you feed, it thinks it is true.
Sometimes even like without feeding, like like random some just
Thoughts
thoughts
come.
that's not even you. It's just like
Yeah.
Keeps like popping inside your head.
Yeah, exactly. So today while I was chanting, or in the morning, because yesterday I watched overly on the Facebook, I was doing something. The thoughts keep coming. Like, I mean, they keep coming. They have no priority. Like, I mean, I'm doing something very important now, but these unpriority things keep coming to my brain. That's the function of the mind, right? It gives all the experiences. When it is little bit calm, that's when it keeps throwing all these thoughts. So we need to know that I should not give priority to those thoughts. They just come and go. As a witness, you just watch. They just come and go. Don't give importance to those thoughts. It is very difficult to put it into practice, but we need to know that it's not me. It's not me. Those thoughts as a mind function, it's just giving me those thoughts. But I don't need to give importance to those negative thoughts or whatever the thoughts. So any, you want any example or clarification? Or?
Yeah, can you give me an example?
Yeah, so for example, any bad incident happened in your life. Let's say you went into any bad incident. For example, this example many people give. They met with a car accident. It's a trauma like thing that they met with this major accident. They have this in their mind that even if I step into the car, I'll get into accident. Like they have it so much, so strong that. But is it really true? Just because you get into a car, you will get into accident? No, right? That day it happened, that situation it happened, it has a negative impression on you. But is that fact that each time you get into a car, you will definitely get into accident? No, right? So when I did my first accident, I was too scared to get into car again, thinking that I'll make an accident again. I was so scared. But what will you do? So without car in this US country, you cannot go anywhere, right? You need your own car. So what we have to do? You have to think that my brain is telling me because something bad happened last time, but this time let me sit in the car. Nothing happened. And tomorrow I make one drive, one gully, like one street where no cars are there. Nothing happened. Tomorrow I'll go to the next street. Nothing happened. I'll go on the highway later. Nothing happened. So eventually the traces will go. But whatever your brain, your mind is giving that if I sit in the car, it's a trauma, I don't want to get into accident, that fear has to go, right? So that is only your brain is creating that because of your past experience. You have to analyze that. Your mind is giving that because of your past experience, but it is not true. It's like so many people are driving, why is it happening to me? No, that day it happened because of so and so. So you have to analyze and then move on. Make sense? Yeah. So everything, whatever comes you when you're overthinking, stop right there and analyze. Think, why am I getting to this thought all the time? Underneath you are lacking something. You want love, or you want friendship, or you want something which is lacking in your thing. And because of that, you are going back again, and again you are going to that thought. Make sense? If you really deeply analyze, you want something so strongly, and that is not happening. And that is the reason you are trying to figure out, oh, maybe it will happen, I'll go to this thing, maybe this will happen, maybe this will happen. You will keep on going there. But you have to understand my need will not, if it is in your control, that need will be satisfied. You can fulfill it. But if that need is in others' control, you cannot do anything. For example, in my daughter's case, I want my daughter to study engineering, not doctor. But that is her choice. She made her choice. And I cannot force that choice on her that you have to pick engineering, not doctor, right? It's not in my control. How much ever overthinking I do, my desire is she has to pick engineering. But she picked doctor. So my overthinking is always on that side because I have this unfulfilled desire. I am always thinking overthink. But I have to know it is not in my control. It is her choice. It is her destiny. It is her karma that is playing role. It's not me. I have to break that trap. So when it is in your control, you do it. But when it is in others' control, put a stop to that overthinking.
I mean, you can also think it at a very practical level, Christina. When all these things or thoughts come, what is the utility, right? Where does it take you? You can follow the thought, and then you can say, as Sharda explained, can I do something about it?
Yeah.
If you cannot do something about it practically, just let it go and move on to the next thing, because it's just going to eat your time, and you won't be, and time is so important, it never comes back. So you need to say, okay, this is the thought, this is the time I need to do something. Can I do something about it? No, let it go, let me move on to the next thing. Don't keep wallowing in the same thing, especially when it is out of your hands.
Exactly. When it is out of your hands, there is nothing you can do about it. When it is within your hands, you can take proper steps to address it. But when it is not in your control and it is in somebody else's control.
And if it is still like, remember like she said, find the spot where you feel good, and you know that intersection. So if there are like these thoughts that come, you need to figure out an activity which is going to shake you out. Okay, this is disturbing me too much. I'm just going to go for an art class, or I'm I'm just going to go for some physical activity like running or swimming. Try to find something which is going to take you out of that overthinking, to break that cycle.
You have to break that loop.
That's where this intersection comes in.
Yeah. So you can remember that one which is good for your body, good for your mind, but which you enjoy also, which is
Yes.
feel good. You have to find that intersection. Let's say in the several activities.
Like you love
Yeah.
dancing, right? When we performed the dance last year, you were like shining. Okay, so that's the go-to place, the music and the dance, and you figure out, and that's going to break your cycle.
Yeah, that's very good. See, that is exactly. Find that intersection. Yeah. I bet you have a lot of feel good, but also good ones. Okay, any other question?
Any other realizations anybody wants to share while the lecture was going on? If they've had some experience of what we shared, or if they've practically, used some of these methods and it's worked for them, then please feel free to share about those experiences. Nobody has anything to share? Nobody's overthought a situation or overreacted? No?
I have one question that sometimes we feel intuition like something is happening bad
Yeah.
or something is happening good. Should we have to believe that?
Yes, you have to analyze the situation very well. That thing which we said, right? The clarity, like we went to this slide. You have to have that thinking. You have to do that thinking. Like, I have this intuition that this may happen. Yes, sometimes it may happen. It happens many times, right? Like, you have to think. But am I overly thinking like this will not happen, or today earthquake will happen and it will screw us everything? Like, it's overthinking, right? Like, you have to analyze because we have this amazing intuition that is there with us. Sometimes it warns us, sometimes it guides us, like that. They say that the feeling comes from the gut. I feel like this will happen. So that is there. That's good. But you have to think, okay, did I get the clarity? What I'm doing? Or am I just overreacting or overthinking about it? You have to have that.
Should we need to take any precautions based on that or just think and live it like that?
No, if your intuition is telling something bad is going to happen, and if there is an action that you have to take it, if you have that clarity, you have to act on it. For example, you get a feeling, right, after 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. I don't want to go out right now. You got a feeling that this is a bad time. Just stop doing it. Or if you think that I'm attending this party will waste my time and I'll not be able to study for my exam later, just stop it. You have that feeling, right?
Yes.
It's like you have to have that clarity in your thinking and then do it. But if you're unnecessarily worrying, like for example, your exam is like 5 months later and today you are thinking if I go to this party it will ruin me. Whatever, if you're going like that, you're overreacting or overthinking. But at the same time, you need to balance it out. Definitely our mind gives that intuition thing. Yeah, we need to go with our gut feelings many times, but balance it out. Not like every time it is right. Good question.
If we ignore sometimes and it happens, then our brains start overthinking. How to stop that?
Yeah, the same thing. Again, if you enter to the overthinking case, see, many cases it happened during the COVID time. Actually, one of my friend's family, they started a business, but they didn't know that COVID will happen.
Yeah.
So they put all the money, all the investments onto that practical restaurant, restaurant. But who is going to restaurants after COVID? They started restaurant and then the restaurant is closed. So now how much ever overthinking you do, what will happen?
No use.
No use. For 3 or 4 years restaurant is closed and they lost all their business, waste of money, right? But how much ever you beat up on that thought like, oh, I did this, why did I do it? Oh, my wife asked me to do it, my friend asked me. How much ever you beat up on it, nothing will happen. So you need to stop your overthinking right there. Happened is happened. What can I do now? Can I do something online? Can I do something differently? Can I use this space for something else? Like something you have to break. So if something's bad happened, yes, that's where your brain keeps on thinking, why this happened, I should have not done this, I should have not listened to them, like these all things. But you don't beat up on it, just stop right there. Happened is happened. Now how can I move on? Things will happen in life, we have to just move on. And the same thing again, feel good or good, start from there, break the overthinking and move on. Right? That's example is perfect, right? Like, because what will you do? Some circumstances happen and it won't work.
It's 9 o'clock. We've gone over. If anybody has any questions, you can please post them in the WhatsApp group. We can forward it to Shanta Mataji and she can reply.
Yeah. Anything?
We want to thank Shanta Mataji for such a wonderful class.